All right, we should be live now. Just gonna pair up the board. And then we should be getting into some puzzles today. And then maybe chucking a few games here and there, I think might be the way to go today. I normally focus on Puzzle Rush, but I think today I'm just gonna focus on puzzles that are around my level. Okay, so it seems like the board is on and good to go. So let's get into the next puzzle. And this one's going to be black to move. This one's a nice easy fork. Queen takes, king takes, and then we've got the fork, and then we should be able to get that pawn back. All right, hello to everyone on TikTok joining in. If you're new here, I do stream a couple of times a week. And I did have last week off, so if my audio is a little bit out, feel free to let me know. Can always adjust it. All right, this one looks like an overloaded piece. The initial idea was take, and then come in here to attack. But there's also the bishop over here as well. And then I noticed that we could actually take the bishop, and then the queen could take as well. So there's definitely ideas around there. So I think it needs to be bishop takes knight to start with. Thank you, Rian. Just trying to get that rating up a little bit and then get into some games a little bit later and see if we can get that rating up as well. So the first one I look at is here. Now if he takes here, that's fine because the queen can take, and then when the bishop takes, can take up there and win a piece. So that is 2 bishops for the cost of 3 minor pieces. And if we take and then they go here, then we have knight here. And if they come across here, knight can take, and then queen takes, and then bishop takes. And I think that's the right idea because we want to exploit that discovered attack. So definitely a longer puzzle. Oh, still going. Yep. So this went a little bit longer than I expected. And now the problem is the skewer, oh sorry, the pin, but that can just simply be stopped by the bishop coming down. Alright, this one's going to be white to move. Lamanadu over on YouTube. What's going on? I'm doing well. I just took last week off. Not off work, but I had an event to go to. So streaming wasn't on last week, but we're back now. And I will be moving this a little bit forward in the day moving forward. But no, I'm doing well. How are you? My rating, it's a little bit over the place at the moment. I'm about 1700 chess.com and around 1700 FIDE. Javert, thank you for the follow. So yeah, my ratings are a little bit inaccurate at the moment. Am I just going to be playing puzzles today? No, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. So I am starting with puzzles, and then I'll probably get into some gameplay in a little bit, but right now just sort of warming up with the puzzles. And this puzzle here, I can't help but look at this option here, but then the king goes here, and I'm not quite seeing the follow-up. The second one I looked at was queen here, but then the king goes over here, and then still, I'm not seeing it yet. How's the audio, by the way, guys? Is it all sounding good? Can we hear the music? Can we hear me? So I'm definitely missing something here. I'm definitely missing something in my calculation. Cap, thank you for the follow. The next idea I've looked at here is queen coming up check. Now if the king goes back, we can always go back here, check, and then the rook comes up. So that's another idea. But even then, if the king goes over here, they can block, and also if I come up here, the queen can block. So I'm not seeing it yet. So queen c5 as well. I mean, they could block with the knight, and then the rook comes up, and then the king goes, and then they go there. So that's good. But they could block with the queen, and then the bishop takes. Okay, so queen c5. So queen c5, block, rook up. It's actually winning. Queen c5, queen blocks is winning, and queen c5, king over here. King over here, rook comes up, king goes back here, so I'm not seeing anything there yet. Okay. Queen back. If he blocks, rook goes up. Queen back. If he goes here, rook up. And then if he goes here, queen comes across here. So I'm thinking queen f3. Now we do the check. And then rook takes rook, and then queen takes h5. No, this one's a little bit trickier. I don't know. I'm kind of looking at rook takes rook, but then they've got queen takes, and then takes, and I'm not seeing the advantage there. If I look at queen takes, bishop takes, and then take, and then take, I'm still not seeing the advantage here either. Take the bishop. So bishop takes, queen takes. Then we have a check. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. And then we have the check. Thank you for the follow. And then we take the queen. All right, let's get to the next one. This one's going to be black to move. I'll be back in a moment. All right, this one's black to move. This is on chess.com. All right, my first reaction is knight takes pawn. Is this board wireless? Yes, it is. No wires on this one. This one is called the Chessnut move. I'll put my website on screen now if anyone wants to check it out. There is a sale on at the moment too. I've got an affiliate code on there, so you will save a lot of money if you want this board now. But if you check out the website, I've done reviews on this board and all the other boards you see there, if you're interested in getting an e-board. Now, what I'm thinking about here is knight takes pawn, and then if pawn takes pawn, we've got queen, check. Now, what I looked into here was ideas of the rook coming up, and then the other rook coming up as well. But not entirely sure. What's my rating? FIDE is around 1700. Chess.com Rapid is also around 1700. I am a little bit inactive in both, but I hope to get them up a little bit higher soon. Now it could also be bishop takes. Bishop takes, pawn takes, and then knight takes, forking the queen and the bishop. There's a lot going on in this puzzle. What about everyone else? We've got a few people here. Why don't you go ahead and put your rating in? We can see where we're all at. Rapid would be best. We've got a 300 in here. Very nice, very nice. We've got a 1200. Bishop first, I reckon. I'm really leaning towards knight first. 2200, very nice, very nice. You know what, the bishop does look better now that I look at it a little bit more. So, bishop takes, rook moves, we simply win a pawn. goes there, the queen goes there. So rook has to go all the way back. The bishop is over here. Not entirely sure how to continue from there. But if knight takes, really don't have much. So I think the bishop takes is not correct. Damn. Yeah, progress is going to be a bit slow when you're playing rapid because you're getting less gains. Okay, so it wasn't either. So I've focused on the wrong ideas here. I'm in a very aggressive knight takes d4. Yeah, that's what I've explored these two options and I focused on the completely wrong one. So if knight takes d4, pawn takes, and then queen takes, check, might be something there. We've already got it wrong, so we can be a little bit more experimental with it because we've already lost the rating points here. And the streak is over. And now it's a queen takes bishop. No. So I was looking at queen takes bishop. If rook takes, check, takes, and then checkmate. But if queen takes bishop and queen takes bishop, this will no longer work because the rook will be able to come up and block and the queen will defend. Yeah, openings can be a bit tricky. I would say until around 1600 you don't really need openings. Juice over on Twitch, hello. I would say openings don't matter as much. And of course, depending on what age you are, you should really be experimenting with different positions as well. So I'm not doing challenges today. I will be playing rapid games later, but not challenges, not today. Just sort of getting back into it. I think my win rate against viewers is somewhere around 10%. So yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit easy today on the challenges. Maybe another time. Must be. mean, this puzzle was doomed from the beginning. Bishop to c5. Threatened checkmate. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. So bishop to c5, and even if the rook was to come back, we can take, and then the bishop would take, and he's got no way to defend this bishop. His rook is also very oddly placed, so even though it's even material from there, the bishop's going to fall. That's good. Who said that? Done. Well done. Okay. Yeah, and just take the queen. And then we'll capture with the bishop. So that was a big hit of the rating points. I'm not sure how many we lost there. But yeah, it's a bit brutal. I think they've changed the way the ratings are calculated on the puzzles. They changed them a while back, I think. When I was actually practicing, I actually got my puzzles up to 2,992. And if I just solved one more puzzle nice and quick, I would have got 8 points. And I didn't. And then my rating dropped all the way down to 2,500 because I went on tilt. Tip of the day, don't go on tilt. This one here looks like queen to h6. Yeah, this one here just looks like queen to h6. So originally check, fell to that, so that's no good. Oh, thank you for the rose. And then queen to h6, the knight can come in and block, but then the bishop comes up, and I'm not seeing any way they can stop. Like they can play up here, but it's one move too late. So queen to h6 looks like a good move. Ariel, thank you for the rose. And then the bishop comes back. Okay. And then the next question is, do we have to take the bishop? And yes, we do, because if we move the king aside, the bishop can come back. And now we can take with checkmate. That was a nicer puzzle. And we get 2 points for that one. But I think, I can't see from here, but I think we lost about 17 for the one before that. So kind of unfair, but what can you do? This one's going to be white to move. Guys, if you are interested in improving, I do make a few videos online. Obviously, I'm not the strongest in the world. I'm not a title player, but I am very keen on the game. And I do make tutorials that are focused more towards your beginner and intermediate players. I've got a good one coming out next week. So if you don't already follow me, make sure you hit follow on TikTok, and obviously head over to my YouTube channel to see more of that content. And this one, just white to move. It looks like a checkmate in one, but the king's in check. Now, I hate these puzzles personally because we can't capture the knight. We can't block the check because of the knight. And we just need to find the correct move. And obviously we can't go there. We can go to these squares. So we just gotta do that process of elimination of getting rid of the bad moves. Because if we can just simply get the queen over here, that's a checkmate. So my first ideas come to one of these two being the correct move. If I go here, they've got another check coming in. If I go here, they've got another check coming in, or another check coming in. And if I go down here, they've got this check coming in. So I'm ruling out the dark squares, and I'm saying it's one of these two, but just deciding which one it is. And I'm leaning towards it being this square up here, because this one down here has a downside of blocking my queen. What do we got there? We got King F5 from Dan. I think that's what I got too. Queen D3 doesn't work. No, Queen D3 is walking. Queen D3 doesn't work because we're in check. So, because we're in check, we have to get out of check first. That's the only reason. Otherwise, Queen B3 would have just been checkmate. So that would have been good. But yeah, so I'm leaning towards King F5. Now, I would have liked that puzzle to continue a little bit longer, but that's okay. As long as we get it correct, I guess that's really all that matters. So this one's going to be white to move. Guys, if you're enjoying the stream, there's several ways you can support it. You can smash on the likes for a bit, or you can hit follow, both as good. Complicated one. Had a quick look at the trades and all that, but then I had a look at this. Check. And now if the king goes across, surely we've got something here. We've at least got a check. King comes back. Then we've got another double check. We got something brewing here. So bishop f4 is, Hermie, welcome. Bishop f4 is definitely one. And I'm looking at bishop f4 before rook takes rook, because rook takes rook, queen takes rook, and then bishop f4, and then king can go to c8. So that's not good. Cubestar, welcome. Cubestar, I don't think I've seen you around here on YouTube before. Welcome. So bishop f4, definitely looking like a move. Now bishop f4 and then e5. what do I do after e5? So bishop f4 and then e5. So that's a problem as well. But it may not be. So bishop e4, e5, the queen is now open as well. Take, and then we can take. But bishop e4, e5, take, take. Take. These are gone. This is gone. I think white's just up a piece. I think it might be right. Yep. I mean, maybe even just bishop takes pawn is right, because knight takes bishop and then queen takes, and we've got a fork. So here's what I'm looking at. So bishop takes, knight takes, and then queen takes, and we've got a fork on the bishop and the king. I knew my original way was a little bit too complicated. No, I'm seeing heaps here. So check, goes back, check. But then he could block. So that's annoying, because that puzzle could have kept going a little bit longer. That's alright, let's move on to the next one. Alright, this one's wide to move. This is just a checkmate in a couple of moves. Rook takes bishop, check, king takes rook, and then rook to h, whatever. So, check, he can't go here, he can't go here. So he has to take, and then check, and he can't go here because the bishop is protecting, and he can't go here because the knight, so he has to block. Why am I not getting many points? Black to move. Okay, I think this one is queen here check. So we exploit the pin, so the knight can't move. And then if he goes this way, a rook comes across, and that's it's not quite a checkmate yet. Yep, okay, got it. Yep, and then king comes down here, and then queen comes across to h5. That was a good one. Okay, white to move. This one just seems easy. So, check, goes across, checkmate, or check, blocks, check, and then he comes back up, and then choose your checkmate. So that one, this one doesn't seem too challenging. So I didn't see this line, but it's still okay. So take, then we use the other rook to come up. So that's fine. Yeah, so not too hard that one. Okay, this one only took me a few seconds to get. Kind of gives off a Bowden's mate sort of vibe. So this one is sacrifice the queen. If the king goes over here, we just go for checkmate. if we sacrifice and he takes, that's a checkmate. Nice and easy. But it's not a checkmate. But now it is. Oh, thank you for the likes. This one's going to be white to move again. One second, my music stopped. I'll be back in a moment. I feel like this one had something to do with a pinned piece. So what I'm looking at is queen takes, king takes, bishop takes, king takes, and then some sort of attack here. And if the knight comes back, we could take, knight takes, and then bishop goes here, winning the final piece on here. And that's gone, that's gone, that's gone. So that's what I'm looking at here. Yeah, that was a good one. Thank you for following. We might get into a game or two shortly. And thank you for the likes. All right, so this one's going to be black to move. next one's a little bit more difficult. So white adds checkmate on the next turn, and I'm not seeing any good way to get past. I don't think a check does anything good. I'm not seeing anything great here. But then I looked at rook h2 as well, and if they come down, and we can go down there, that's good. Rook h2 if they go across, and then go across. I mean, that seems fine as well. Rook h2 does lose the pawn, but then I guess he can go here. And then if they try to block you take, they take, and you're simply up a bishop. So I think rook h2 could be the move. Oh, that was worth 11 points. Okay, might get to 2100, and then from 2100 then we might go for a game. This one's going to be white to move. Okay, so the knight is pinned, allowing me to do queen here, and if I go, oops, if I go here, it's checkmate. The other one that I looked at was here, and then take the knight, and then I looked at this direction here, check. And I did look here, but I'm sure there's something better, but I'm pretty convinced that the move is queen to e7. So take the knight, yeah, I thought about take the knight, but then they've got bishop to f3. So if we take the knight, they've got a check. So what I was thinking was attack the king, skewering the bishop and then taking the bishop. But then I feel like there's got to be something better here. Because yeah, if we take the knight, the bishop checks, and if we go here, for example, that's going to be trouble. And if we go here, that just blocks the bishop, so that can't be good either. And again, with the bishop here lying down, the queen comes across. I feel like it's bad. Now, simply just winning the bishop, we have 2 minor pieces against 2 minor pieces and a rook and a rook. So it's not it. That can't be it. It's got to be something better. Didn't look at queen takes pawn check, but it still runs into the same problem. Congratulations on ordering your move. I hope you use the code to get yourself a nice discount with the Easter sale. Depending on which move you got, if you got the wooden pieces or the plastic pieces, might depend on how long it takes to get to you, but hopefully not too long. They have been incredibly popular over the last couple of months, so yeah, hopefully you get yours soon. Let me know which one you got. Very nice, very nice. This one's tough. I feel like it might be oh, thank you for the likes. I feel like it might be queen takes pawn, but I'm not feeling it. So candidate moves. Bishop takes knight I don't like because I got bishop here. Then king goes up, and then queen comes across. So I don't like that. And then the next one I've got is check, and then take the bishop. That's okay. I like that a little bit better. But it's still equal material. And then the last one is queen here, check, and then take. But then they've got this problem again, and then you push up. And then, I don't know, the rook comes in or something. But you still got queen here. So I'm thinking, I'm going to lean towards this one. Well, it only gave me -3. So, take the knight with the bishop. Yeah, I wasn't really liking that. I was liking queen here. but that wasn't it either. So it must have been take the knight with the bishop, and I just wasn't liking that. Bishop here and then king up. I never would have got this one. And then it has to be king up. And then queen there. Oh, okay, and now we go across for check. So I guess I got a little bit stubborn with that one. It was a tough one. But it didn't really do too much damage to the rating. Yeah, it was very tough, very tough. Not as tough as this next game that I'm going to play is going to be, I reckon. At 2100, we'll switch over to a bit of gameplay. White to move. Okay, bishop takes knight, and then if bishop takes bishop, then we get a pin. So that's what I see first. And then we've got the pin on the bishop, and we'll win the bishop. But bishop takes knight, what if bishop takes bishop, and then bishop takes? That still wins a piece, so that looks good. That looks good. Only 2 points for that one. Only 2 points. This next one's going to be white to move as well. Yep, so straight away we see the fork on d5. I mean, if I was in a game, I would play this instantly. He's just moved the bishop there too. Yeah, no, that was just a nice quick one. A few of these haven't set up on this one. And the bishop goes here. There's the pawn back here, okay. And this one is white to move. I'm just looking at queen takes g7 as the move. Queen takes g7, rook f8. But I don't see where to go from there. So I'm going to start with queen g7. Now I just think it's just simply win some more material from here. Should be good. Yeah. All right. One more puzzle, and then we can do a game. This last one, assuming we get it correct, it's going to be white to move. Okay, first move that comes to mind is knight f5. Second move is pawn to d5. Pawn to d5 looks like it just traps the bishop. Their last move was e5, and the problem with d5, it does trap the bishop, and then their pawn can come down. But once the pawn comes down, then I think we can just move the knight out of the way. Not there. Maybe backwards. And it looks like the bishop is still trapped, but then the pawn can come down again. And we take, they take, and we take. That seems fine. Yeah, I think d5 is the way to go. All right, 2101. Let's get into a game. So let me just have the board reset. I'm just going to grab a drink. I'll be back real quick. All right. How much ELO? 1700. 1700. So, let me just test. Can we see the board okay if I play a game like this? I'll just check the board shows up correctly on the stream. Oops. Oops. Couple of misclicks there to start it off. Oops, it's my move. free piece. That's all right. That's all right. Oops. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follow. Alright. Can I get in here now and deliver some sort of amazing checkmate? Not with these moves. That's gonna be a back rank checkmate. There we go. Got him. Easy. All right. Blitz is Rook could take the queen. We don't need the queen. We got the game. Oh, thanks for the GGs. Yeah. So we are now going to play. What do we reckon? A 10-minute game or a 10 plus 5 or a 15 plus 10? What should we do? I think. Play online. Let's go for a 15-10 game. Nice and casual. Oh wait, did I put that as rated? I don't know if I put that as rated. Let's have a look. Whoops. Okay, it says rated. We'll do 15 plus 10. We'll see how we go. Just because I am playing on a board, the pieces do move a little bit slower. Sometimes it's a good idea to have a little bit of an increment. I could also experiment with 10 plus 5. Alright. Let's try and find the board. There it is. Oops. Thank you for the likes. Thank you. Now, for anyone who's just sort of lurking around, not really chatting, that's fine. Do make sure you hit follow. I will be streaming multiple times per week. I usually stream today, but I'm also stream tomorrow at around the same time. And then the following day, I may also start streaming on that day as well. So depending on where you are in the world, it will either be Friday, Saturdays, or Saturday, Sundays that I'll be streaming. So make sure you hit that follow button. Something feels off about that last move that they did. Yeah, that felt a bit weird. Where did I get this chessboard? I'll put the website up for you. And no, we're not playing bullet with this board. It's a little bit too slow. But if you head over to my website, wiggy.com/chessnut, You'll see a link to all the boards that I have here. I've done reviews on them as well, and I also have good discount codes on there. There is actually an Easter sale at the moment, and with my code you'll actually get 17% off this board. So make sure you check out that website. The board would overheat. No. Oh, well, yeah. If you were playing Blitz, it would be quite fast. But no, it doesn't have any issues with getting hot or anything like that. It's actually quite cool. I actually don't mind losing the bishop here. I'm just trying to provoke some sort of mistakes by moving the pieces around. And that might have been a mistake. Thank you for the follow. So my idea of putting the bishop around like that was simply, and there's another potential mistake because he's making all these holes for me. Now if I go up here, he takes, and then I take. That may not be ideal anymore. I've got 13 minutes left. I've got plenty of time to think about this. I'm actually going to give up the dark squared bishop, and I'm going to bring the pawn to the center. So if he does take, I capture back. I don't actually have any plans of capturing here because I don't want that pawn there. But I could always bring the queen over and then bring the knight up. Take the pawn, he attacks. I know, there's some interesting stuff going on here, but I don't see anything. Okay. So now I've got his bishop over here. I've got these two pawns blocking it. This one's sort of helping out here. I can bring the pieces across. I can also get the queen in there and attack over here as well. So, some ideas. Going to threaten this pawn here. Okay, this is good. Check. Check wins the queen. Yep, that's good for me. So yeah, guys, if you are interested in the board, check out my website because I have done reviews and I also do tutorials on how to get more out of this board. I've got a really exciting video that I'll be working on this week as well, so make sure you subscribe to my channel. And that is a GG. I don't know how I feel about this game. So, obviously, this was a huge blunder. Oh, thank you for the heart me. Number 6 fan in the club. Welcome to Team Wiggy. So this is obviously a huge blunder because no matter where he goes, he's going to be forked. And if he goes up, he's going to be forked. Now, if this was the correct move, I'm pretty sure. And even then, the knight's getting this really cool outpost, and he can't push up because then I've got this one over here. But I think instead of rerouting the knight, I think something like this might have been good. Because if I take, suddenly I've got these double isolated pawns, and the bishop will eventually be able to get through and get that. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a nice win. It felt good. I like to go through the game one more time before I check the engine. New Gamma, hello, welcome. Alright, so I like to go through the game and everything here seems fine. I don't know if this is the correct move or not, but whenever they've got their bishop on here, I like to sort of stop it. It also, you know, it prevents a knight from coming in here too, so that feels good to me. Okay. So this move here, I mentioned it, something doesn't feel right about this move. Blocks off the bishop. I'm sure the bishop here would have been a better move. And then now the bishop here, like I stated in the game, I'm just trying to create some weaknesses. If I can get him to push these pawns forward, maybe push these pawns forward, I can work with it. So he does, and I go back. So I always had the plan of putting the bishop on that square anyway. The only difference is now he's got this one. So queenside attack, I guess that's correct. And I'm looking pretty cramped here, so I'm not sure if I'm in the best state, but move across. And I've got ideas of coming over here later. This move here, I don't think this was a good move either. Just turning the aircon on because it is getting quite hot. I don't think this was a good move here either. It doesn't really do anything, and it kind of gives him momentum to sort of play around. Because I'm not going anywhere, I'm not pushing up, I'm not doing anything, but he comes in here. Now this move was again to provoke some sort of weakness, maybe pushing forward like that. And he did, so it achieved its goal. I can put it back. And if he takes here, I'm taking with the knight more than likely. Bit of an interesting move. I don't think that was needed either. How is it like playing on Chessnut? I have no idea. I don't have a Chessnut. I am playing on Chessnut. So the board I'm playing on is the Chessnut move. And I've put the website on here if anyone wants to check it out. I've done reviews and tutorials on all these boards and how to use them. So make sure you check those out. Yeah, so the whole purpose of this move was to try and scare him into playing. The cost of this board, the one that I'm using right now, is the Chessnut move with wooden pieces, and it's actually on sale, 17% off with code WIGGY. So if you go to my site, you'll be able to see it. And this sale is on until the 20th of April. So $632 USD if you use my code. I think that will save you an extra $30 or $40 off the code they have on their website. So you're not going to find a better code than that. And this sale is on until the 20th of April. So, yeah, this move of pushing up was to try and get him to push up so that I could then get an outpost later for one of my pieces. So that worked. Now I'm okay with trading. Not really, but I don't want the knight here anymore. So he could have left the knight here. I'm not going to take it because I don't want the pawn coming in. So he took and I take back. Now I could have taken here, but that doesn't really make any sense because where's this rook going to go? He's got a dark squared bishop. All the rook does is come back. So taking with the pawn, getting this nice little center here. His pieces are over here. How are they going to help? So he reroutes the knight, opens up the bishop. Like I said, I feel like there was some sort of pawn push here, maybe. Attacking the pawn. Now, I could have taken this pawn too, but the tactic here was just too good to pass up. And I mean, had he have gone here, for example, my knight's still coming in. He can't push the pawn anymore, so we'd have to do something like this or that. Yeah, I feel like that was a pretty good game on my part. Obviously, he had a bit of a bad move at the end there, so his accuracy, what was it, 21 moves? His accuracy is going to be around 80%, I reckon. And I reckon my accuracy is going to be around 93. So 93 to 80 is my prediction. If you've got a prediction, feel free to punch it in now. Okay, 94 to 87. So I said, I think I said 80, 83. So yeah, just a completely equal game right up until that blunder. 2300 to 2250. So he played everything perfect. I didn't believe that. Okay, so everything's good here. Yeah, so this move here, I thought it was a bad move, but it turns out it's fine. Could have gone for a break. And this move is inaccurate. I find that a little surprising, but I kind of understand it because 2 moves ago, he should have just played here. opening up his bishop or keeping it open. So yeah, even though it said it was good, it holy book. Paragon, welcome back. So yeah, and I'm missing the pawn breaks. That's one weakness that I know that I have, is I tend to miss out on seeing good pawn breaks, either for myself or my opponent. Take the knight. No. Whoa. Wants me to go rook here. Not sure why there, but they're all good moves, so I'm not going to discount them. Yep, taking with the pawn was correct. Moving here was a bit weird. Yeah, moving the rook back would have been better. Mistake. And then blunder. And yeah, the game is over from there. So that felt good. It's nice to have a win for once. 1645. So I have opened up the range to be my level and minus 400. Whether or not I'll... Yes, that move is a blunder because you win the queen no matter what. So, I could take here. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, so that's got me still winning, but check. And then if he goes up here, we win the queen. And if he goes down here, well, yeah, we win the queen again. And if he takes here, which is probably the best move, we win the queen. So yeah, that knight move was devastating. To play an entire game by book, and then the moment you're out of book, have a blunder. He was really slow on his moves too. So 8 seconds for the first move, and then like another 30 seconds or so for the second move, and then another minute for the third move, then another 15 seconds for the fourth move. So yeah, thank you for the likes. Yeah, it was it was a good game. Good game. We are going to get back into some more puzzles now. Should we continue the puzzle climb on the rated puzzles, or should we go for a puzzle rush? Puzzle rush or rated puzzles? What do you reckon? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, make sure I'm pretty sure you hit follow already. I will be back tomorrow, a bit earlier. And then following that, I'll be on every week. So see you later. Thanks for stopping by. All right, we are going to get into some puzzle rush because I really want to beat that record. So we're going to go survival and load it up. And I'll just do these ones really quick. What is this one? There it is. I feel like it's just there. Because it's not. Whoops. Okay, so we're at 21 puzzles now, so we'll connect up the board and we'll start playing the puzzles through the board. Alright, white to move. Yeah, I feel like it's knight here. That was a good one. A little bit unclear, but good. Alright, this one's black to move. Okay, I feel like this one is a sacrifice of the knight. Only move. Come across check, only move, and then the bishop comes up and it's going to be checkmate on the next turn. one's going to be white to move. Looks like a checkmate in one. Thank you for the follow. And welcome. Okay, I assume you're asking what the cost is because I'm seeing the word costo. So I'll put my website up here, and there is a special right now for Chessnut. They're doing a Easter sale. I've got a code on there, will get you 17% off. So if you go to the website, wiggy.com/chessnut, and you click on move, you'll see the prices there. And if you use my code, you'll get those prices. This board that I'm using today is the Chessnut move with wooden pieces, and I think it's down to 632 US. And this is white to move. Okay, this is a cool puzzle. So I see a check, and then I see a discovered checkmate using Anastasia's mate. So check. The king has to go one of these two squares. We'll just say he goes here, and then discovered check with the king, with the rook, and the knight holds off the escape square. So that's a cool one. Okay, this one's black to move. Okay, that's a pretty good sequence. So, rook takes rook, check, king takes, queen comes here, threatening checkmate on the next couple of moves. Does that work though? So, yeah. So the king will come back, the queen will come up, and then the king will go over, and the queen will come up, and the king will come out here, and then we'll come out here. So that seems pretty good. So I was deciding between the two checks. We've got check number one here and check number two here. The problem with check number one is he goes back over here and then you're out of good options. So check number two, the one that I was looking at originally, feels like the correct move. Alright, so this one's white to move. If only we could get that bishop out of the way. If we could move this bishop and get rid of that knight, then we've got a nice little easy checkmate there, but we don't. So we just win a piece then. So 2 attackers, 1 defender. The Manadu, welcome back. How are you? Did you asked before if we were doing games. Did you miss the game? It was a good one. This one is black to move. I think we just be what do you mean? What do you mean? Okay, I miscalculated that, but that's okay. What do you mean? Who'd you ask and what did they say yes to? Oh no, I'm not really interested in bullet games, especially not on this board. I mean, I'm always happy to play some bullet, especially if there's somebody who wants to practice specific openings or something like that. But yeah, bullet is not my strong point. Don't know if I have a strong point though, so. No, again, I'm more of a classical time control, so I'm more of the 15 plus 10 slow games. I'm not very good at the blitz or bullet. But I just played a 15 plus 10, so now we're sort of taking it easy. We're doing the puzzle rush, and then we'll see how we go from there. So probably chuck in games here and there throughout the stream. Okay, that queen's looking awfully trapped. This one's got me kind of stumped. Ah, okay, there it is. So, force him up, and then do the check, and then take, and then the king takes. And then we've got a fork. That one took me a little bit longer. What is this board? This board is the Chessnut move. I'll put my website up here. If you want to check it out, you can go to wiki.com/chessnut. And I've got links to all the boards. I've done reviews on all these boards, as well as tutorials on how to use them, and also how to do other cool little features with them that you may not know about. But this one here is the Chessnut move. And thank you for the follow. So I'm using the Chessnut move with wooden pieces, and right now they've got an Easter sale on, and I've got a code that will get you 17% off, which as far as I know is the best price out there. Yeah, I play a lot of chess.com as well. Not as much as I would like to, but I'll load the website up one more time. You can see all the different boards on there. So this one right now with my affiliate code is 632 something USD. I think it's down from 799, I'm not sure, but I do have it listed on there. But if you check out that site, I've done reviews on all of these boards, so you might be able to find which board is right for you. This one here is the one with moving pieces. That's why it's called the Chessnut Move. And there's also other ones that might be interesting as well, such as the Pro. They don't move their pieces on their own, but they also, I reckon it's worth it? Absolutely. So I do a lot of puzzles, especially puzzles from books, and I love to do them over a board. Now what I can do with the puzzles on the books is I can actually take a photo and load it onto the board, so no more sort of guessing it. Now this one here, so check, and then discovered, double check, and then no matter which way he goes, the rook will come up. Yeah, so I reckon it's worth it, but I've done reviews on all of these boards, so you can have a look at all of them and you can decide like which one is or is not for you. What I say to a lot of people is, you know, you've got to find the right board. You don't just want to be getting any old board. And the cool thing about Chessnut is they've got all these different options, so you're going to be able to find the right board for you. The Manadu, who is it? But no, do I think this one is worth it? Absolutely. But I love doing puzzles. Yeah, if you love doing puzzles, this board is a must-have. If you enjoy playing games, slower time controls, this board is very good. I wouldn't be too keen on doing the faster time controls on this one, but that's where the other boards kind of do better. Yeah, no, a lot of people love watching the pieces set up. If you check out my TikTok channel, I've got a cool little video where I sort of part the boards. I think it was my last video that I did on TikTok, so if you want to pop over there and check that one out real quick, that's a cool one of like the pieces setting up and all that. It actually got like 24,000 views on YouTube and 15 on Instagram and like another 20,000, I think 20,000 on here, I'm not sure. Okay, this one looks like it just wins a piece. Doesn't immediately shout checkmate to me, but it does shout fork. So, if we go rook takes, king takes, and then check, king moves, and then take the queen, and we've got 1, 2, 3 minor pieces against 1, 2. I think that's good enough to win. Landry, how'd you go? Did you check it out? That was a fun little video to make. What do you mean why it keeps adding game? I'm doing puzzles, so every time one finishes, I go on to the next puzzle. That's all good. I've also been a victim of the autocorrects from time to time. I ended up turning autocorrect off, and now half my messages don't make any sense at all. So, you know, do I want it to be confusing messages, or do I just want them to not make any sense? Just push B3 is what I'm thinking as well. So B3 and then goes up here. And what are we doing for material wise? So if I push B3 and the rook takes, and then I take, they've got a rook and a knight and a queen. I've got a rook, knight and a queen. So I'm not fully convinced by that one yet. I mean, B3 still stands out to me as the probably the best move. But I'm not, yeah, I am worried about the checks, but if I push and then knight comes in and I take, he can't take because the queen is over there, so yeah, B3, rook takes C2, rook takes C2, yeah, and then bishop takes C2, and then queen B1 is going to happen. True. B3, rook takes C2, B. Yeah, I think it's, Ezekiel, welcome back, welcome back. I hope you're enjoying the videos on the channel. Alright. I don't think we saw this one. I don't think we saw this one coming. So, gotta be careful here. Gotta be careful. Because if king here, check. And then if king back, that's checkmate. So if king here, check, block, check, take, you know, it's a bit of a worry. So maybe here, and then they've got no more checks. I didn't like how this went. That was a tough one. That was a tough one. So yeah, Landry, if you're still hanging around, make sure you check out my channel because I will be doing a cool video. I'm hoping to do it on Monday. My process right now for making videos is I kind of think up what I want to do, and then yeah, I'm in the YouTube chat. Then I want to. So this one's white to move. I sort of think up the videos that I want to make. Some of them I've got videos from like far back that I still want to make, but I came up with a really cool idea for a video which I'll be doing on Monday, and provided I can get it all sort of filmed and edit it all, I hope to have that up by Monday night. And I'm going to be a little bit of a perfectionist with this one because I think it's going to be a really good video. It's going to really help people. And yeah, that's why I make the videos, because I want to make videos that sort of help people and help them improve, because this is not an easy game. Alright, this one's going to be white to move. And I think that's just a quick checkmate. Rook takes pawn, check. If king takes pawn, queen to h6, check. King to g8, and then queen to h8, checkmate. And if king goes across, I'm sure we've got something as well. So here's what I got for this one. Rook takes, king takes, queen comes across, king goes back, queen goes up, and that's checkmate. And if he goes across here, that I'm not sure about, but I'm pretty sure the first move is rook takes g7. Yeah, try to keep it a little bit chill. Okay, black to move on this one. Okay, cool. Solve this one straight away. It's just a simple checkmate in one, because the knight stops the exit squares and the rook can come across. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Checkmate in 3. So queen comes up. They're protecting each other. King has to go up. Rook comes up. Queen is protecting the rook. The king has to go up again, and then the queen comes up, and they're protecting each other again. How fast can the pieces move? This is the speed that they will move at. They don't go any faster or slower. There is only one setting, as far as I know. However, I do have it set to a bit of a delay, and I've done that intentionally because I have been showing this board to people in person, and when they move the pieces around too quick, they kind of confuse the board. So I did set it to a little bit of a delay so that they can move the pieces without it locking in straight away, because the pieces actually have sensors in them, and when you put them down on the square, as soon as you put them down, they will register. So I set a little bit of a delay. So the speed of the pieces can't be changed, but the delay in when they move can be changed to either instant or a bit of a delay. Checkmate in 4, let's see. Yes, it is. Okay. Check. Check. Go back up. And then come down here for check. Only move, and then checkmate in 4. That's a good one. That's a good one. Paragon, I like how you called that out. Like, gives a little hint, but doesn't give it away. It's good. All right, this one's going to be black to move. Checkmate in 3. So initially I looked at this one and pretty much dismissed it. Doesn't really work. But then check, and then check, and then come across for checkmate. Yeah, it's a pretty simple one. It's just the move order needs to be done correctly. And then we got black to move again. Okay, 1, 2, checkmate in 3. So we did this puzzle a little bit earlier, but just a bit different. So check, and then double check, and then no matter which way he goes, the rook will come up for checkmate. And that's a checkmate. I think Paragon's around 1500. Yeah, double check is a very nasty tactic. Paragon, you're around 1500. Yeah, is that? I don't know. I haven't looked at your rapid rating, but I feel like I may have. Yeah, 1500 rapid. Checkmate in 3. I'd like to say 2, but it's not. So check, discovered check, block, and then capture. What about rapid, Landry? This one's white to move. And yeah, you'll definitely get better. At 400, there's plenty of room to grow. This one's got a little bit more to it. Bishop to c4 is definitely the first move. So this one's got a few different ways it can go. Bishop to c4, check, and if the king comes across here, well, that's winning. Bishop c4 and then blocks, and then goes up, and then queen comes down. That's what I'm looking at next. And then it's simply bishop takes whatever's here, the rook, and then the king has to move away, and then so. Yes, you should definitely be playing rapid. Puzzles is one way to improve, but you still got to be playing games. And you just need to find that healthy mix of games to puzzles. Because if you're only doing puzzles, you're never putting yourself in those situations where you'll find puzzles in a game. It's very easy to get a game and just to get a puzzle and say, I know a puzzle's going to happen here. But that doesn't happen in games. In games, you need your puzzle to sort of pop out to you during your play. This one is black to move. This one's very interesting. So the first thing I'm looking at is check, and if he goes here, check, and then he comes down here, and then the queen comes across, and it's actually checkmate. But there's a lot of ways it can go. So he could go up here, and then he could go across here as well. And yeah, again, there's a lot of different ways that he can go. So I do need to double check this move. Yeah, so much here, so much. Alright, so here, if he goes up here, bishop comes across, and he goes in here, and then queen over here, that's fine. Here, goes across here, it's checkmate straight away, that's fine. Here, he goes here, and then we got this one here, and then he comes across here, oops, and then we got queen here. So I mean, everything is pointing towards it here, and then he goes here. That's the only one I haven't looked at yet. And then I would say here, and then he goes across here, and then there's got to be something there. So I'm pretty sure this is the move. I mean, it could even come back here. And then here. And then here. And then here. You have a great night too, and I'll see you next time. Next one's black to move. First move that comes to mind is bishop takes here. And if rook comes down, we can always go back. But yeah, I'm not convinced by it yet. I'm not completely convinced. Okay, and then I think after the rook comes down, you can always take with the other pawn, putting more pressure on the pin, so that should be good. I want to take the bishop, but if knight takes, then we can exploit the pin again. But if so I want to take the bishop, and if knight takes, then we can if knight takes, then we can push the pawn. But if queen takes, there's bishops are both gone, and I've no longer got anything good. So I'm actually thinking pawn takes is better. And if the bishop takes, then we win that one. Okay, straight away, queen takes rook just stands winning, queen takes rook, queen takes queen, and then rook takes, yeah, for checkmate. This puzzle does not belong. Oh, well, that's why it doesn't work, because actually, white's a move. I was going to say, I was looking for the wrong point of view, check, and then checkmate, but it's actually turned it around. So I'm right now looking at bishop here. If rook takes, oops, we go up here, he moves, then we can take there, but then we've got this one here, so I've just got to be careful. All right, let's have a look at it. So, bishop there takes check. Ah, okay. So you don't take. So bishop here, and if he takes, it's check, and and then he moves here, and then the rook comes up here for check. And then I think the queen can come over and do something. That looks a lot better. Okay, I didn't even think about that move. I didn't even think about that move, okay. I mean, we've got other checks though. But are they any good? We've got a pin, but it doesn't quite work. Yeah. So I was expecting all these other things, but simply take the rook. Yeah, I definitely overthink at times. Problem was I was thinking about like the best possible like continuation, or at least I feel it was the best. And then when it doesn't happen, then everything sort of melts apart. So this one is white to move. White to move. Straight away I see a discovered attack, a discovered check straight away with here, but also I'm in check, so let's rule out some checks, some ways to get out checks. So first of all, here just falls for checkmate, so that's no good. Here allows other checks, which probably isn't great either. It also allows here. So I'm going to rule out any of the king moves, which means we've only got blocking moves. Nothing can capture it. So I think it must be one of these two, but I just don't know which one. And let's say I block here and they take the bishop. I can always take the pawn and that rook is going to fall. But if I go here and they go here and then I take the pawn, I'm not sure why one is right and one is wrong. Ah, okay. That's why. If I go here, they don't have to take the bishop. They can actually take the pawn. If I go here, they have to deal with the check, so they take the bishop. Yeah, so b4 gains that beautiful tempo, and then from there we can take. And I think just promote, and then when the knight takes, just come back and take with the queen. Yeah, okay. Alright, black to move, black to move. Is it black to move? Yeah, it is black to move, okay. Oh, I can't stop sneezing, I'll be back. Apologies if you could hear the background there, where everything was going on. So let's have a look at this one. So the knight has just moved. That's a move, but it's kind of equal still. It's a bishop and a bishop, queen and a queen and a rook and a rook. I mean, it still looks like it's winning, but it's not easy. I don't see any good checks. Oh, there is also queen takes instead of pawn takes, but I don't think that's it either. Again, just looks like it's equal. We've got a threat there, and if the rook comes across, we can just take. So that's, and if a rook moves, let's say out of the way, the queen can come up here. And then after the queen comes up here, I'm not sure. I think queen g7 is looking promising. Ah, Fear My Name, welcome back. Good to see you again. That looks like queen g3. Then maybe queen e1. Okay, so it didn't continue that out, but... Oh, sorry guys, I have to keep going off camera. Okay, black to move. Black to move. First thing I notice is something's up with this square here. Yeah, so queen takes d4 is like instant reaction. But there's so much going on. Like, the queen can come over here for check. We've got the knight involved as well. So take, king move, queen back, bishop's under attack. They come over here, we can block. Yeah, that seems good. That's what I'm going for. Queen d4. I just want to say queen e6. Problem with queen e6, if the knight comes up here, they've got two attackers. Even if the bishop moves back, the rook can come down here. So that's why I was looking at queen to c5 instead. And then the knight can't go here anymore because the queen can capture. That seems a bit better, but I'm not sure. I feel like it is queen c5. Damn. That's alright. 49 before getting one wrong is pretty, or 48. Pretty good. Thank you for the likes. Okay, white to move, and straight away when I look at this, I notice the king's in a very odd position. Interesting. Okay, so what I came up with first was right here. Let's say he goes across here, rook here, and if he comes back up here attacking the rook, then we can go knight back here for check. But it doesn't quite work. It doesn't quite work. Okay. The next one I'm looking at is bishop here. No, thank you for the likes. Bishop here, and he can't go here or here. He can't go here. He can't go here. He can't go here. Obviously, he can't go on his own square, so he has to take the bishop. So that's the next one that I'm looking at. I mean, I feel like this has got to be it, but I'm just not seeing the follow-up. So bishop, oops, bishop takes, check, and then he just goes back there again. And even if we go knight here, I don't see any follow-up. So bishop takes, and then queen to e2, check. So bishop takes, queen to e2, then he goes back again, and then queen can come up here. Can't go there, can't go there, can't go there. And then queen comes back, and then queen comes up. All right, white to move. Alright, so bishop takes d5 and rook to f3, But I think there's just a little move order that you just gotta get around first. So rook to f3, the queen can come over and they'll be supporting the pawn. So that ruins the idea of taking. But if we take with the bishop first, check, and then let's say the king moves, now we've got this move here. And then the queen comes back, trade, trade, take, take, and then bishop takes. I think that's right. I didn't see that move. But that's okay. I think I can still take the bishop. I mean, I think I can still take the rook. Alright, this next one's going to be black to move. So straight away I see the fork on b2. I feel like there's something wrong with doing that fork straight away. So my moves are either between knight here or bishop here. Okay, I think it is knight. So knight here, let's say queen goes here. We take. Now they can't take over here because the knight is defending. So they go here. And then check. And then if the king comes back here, we've got a pin. But if the king goes over here, so maybe that's why this is better first. So check. And if he goes here, and of course if we go here, there's always different ways they can block too. Here, here, take, and then check. And if he goes here, I don't know, kind of stumped on this one. I think it is the knight check first. That was a difficult one. Difficult one to see right to the end. So next one's going to be black to move. Okay, so straight away I see a discovered attack with the knight here. And then if the queen goes here to defend the bishop, push the pawn forward. That's what I'm seeing from here, and then take the bishop after. But, you know, it comes with its other risk. So here, and if they take, we take the queen. So here, defend, and then push. Looks pretty good to me. Yeah, and then I was just looking, what if they go here? we can simply take, because there's no threat on the knight yet. Yeah, for 52, not too difficult. It does continue one more move. I guess it's just bring the queen back to oh. See, I was thinking queen to d8, but then the problem is rook takes c8, and then queen takes rook. The queen doesn't have to take rook, the knight can take the rook. So, comes back here, rook takes, knight takes, and then it's up to them what they do with the queen. I think that's right. The only other option I was looking at was rook here, knight takes, rook takes, and then knight takes. And that's still winning, but it feels a little bit ugly. Whereas here, as long as we take back with the knight, should be fine. This one's going to be white to move. Okay, so straight away my eyes are drawn to queen here hitting the king. This is undefended, so if we take the bishop, the queen would take the rook and the queen can't go here anymore. But if the queen goes here straight away, king moves, then we take, and the rook protects here, so there's no funny business there. Seems pretty good to me. And CTA logger, welcome. Now, I did look at additional knight checks here when the king is over here, but there's nothing that can really get through to do anything good there. Dan, welcome back, welcome back. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's it. And now we can take here because we're not worried about the knight, because we are attacking their rook. Alright, black to move. Thank you for the follow. That woke me up. I'm looking at rook g7 straight away. Rook g7, king e8 is the only move. Unless I want to block with the bishop and then you just take the bishop, so that's fine. So rook. So I was looking rook g7, king e8, and then rook to e2, but then king can move across to f8 and attack the rook, so let me just show that. Check, goes down, goes across, attacking the pin piece, and then the king comes across here, so it doesn't quite work. So I don't see the way around rook g7, but I still think it's the right move. G7 down, and then rook here attacking the bishop, comes across, king can come up. I feel like that's got something to it. Yeah, that's what I had to. Rook g7, rook f6. No, damn. It felt like it was something. Maybe bringing the king up was the right way to go. So this one's going to be black to move. So the first move must be queen to g1. Let's explore. Queen to g1, king here, and then queen back, and then king down, and then check, take, and then check, but then the queen comes up. See, my only problem with rook here is then king comes across. We're actually running out of checks really quick. We got check and block. Then maybe a remove the defender tactic. So maybe rook here comes across, check, goes down. Check, take. So that's the problem. I'm not finding the check over here. I'm missing some sort of key detail here. So, check. If he goes anywhere, he's pretty much in checkmate. Except he can get out that way. But I'm missing something here. So I got the queen over here, the rook could be there. He goes down. I'm missing something. I'm just missing some sort of key detail here. Queen e3, queen f2, g6. So the problem with queen e3 is it gets taken by the queen. And the problem with g6, so let's say we go this way instead, and then back, and it's check. And then the king comes down here. We push the pawn for check. They capture with their pawn. We capture, and then the queen captures, and it's actually checkmate. So it's got to be one of these two moves. It's got to be either rook or queen. Or it could also be rook here. okay, maybe it is rook here. So rook here, he goes across, and then we've got check, and then he goes down, and then the rook can come across for checkmate. So rook here, if he goes here, we can get the queen in here, and if he comes across here, I was thinking a skewer, but we've actually got checkmate. So rook here, if he goes up, then we can bring the rook back up for another check. Yeah, so this was the only challenging line I found in here. And now it's, I believe we bring the rook back for check. And if he brings his king down, now we can get the queen in for checkmate. And if he goes up, I think we've got check there. Yep, so that was correct. Jolie, welcome. Yeah, the queen was kind of hidden there. It would be a terrible mistake to make, but yeah, it was a tough one, and that was one of those ones where I was focused on. I was focused on the pawns that were over here, and like, how do I get rid of them? Or maybe they were there. All right, so this one is white to move. A lot of different options here, but this isn't really working out for me, but I am looking at this one here. Of course, this one doesn't work because the queen can come over here, but I'd like to think maybe there's some sort of magical move over here, and if a queen was to capture, then suddenly it does work. Also need to be mindful of this check, but right now it's covered from here. So a lot going on in this one as well. I did look at this move here to go here, but then they've got a move like that, although we can come down. go here, how do we deal with that move? Check. Bishop takes. Even rook up here, they can prepare to block. I'm actually really liking bishop here. Attacks both. They move out of the way. Take the rook, and the queen is protected. Queen h5, then bishop to f6. So queen h5, queen blocks, bishop to f6. Queen h5, queen blocks, bishop to f6, rook takes bishop. Queen here, and then bishop to f6, and then rook here. Oh, queen here comes across, check. If rook takes, then bishop here, and then up. I'm fried. No, queen h5 is not just instantly checkmate. Queen h5 and then the queen can block. So I like the move I found, but I don't think it's winning. Attack, and then take the rook, and then if they take the queen, we take. But there's no real checkmate here, and it would be 2 bishops versus 2 knights, and a rook versus a rook. I don't see it as being like winning. That's why I'm dismissing my bishop to a4 move. Okay, bishop here, comes across, go for the check, takes, queen takes, queen comes up, queen comes across. It's not the only line, but it looks like it's working, so I think there's another line that they can sort of fight it, but that looks like it's working to me. So check, comes across, check, take, and then queen take for check, and then yeah, they just block and lose. Now check, comes across, check, knight blocks, and then check, and then king moves across, and then something from there. So I think it is queen h5. Okay, so this is the line, and I guess you just take with the bishop. Yeah, so hoping it would take with the rook, but he didn't. I feel like it must be bishop takes. Because I'm seeing a windmill. Check, take, and then move, take, back, here, back here, and then take, but that doesn't seem good, but here, I only move there, and then, I don't know. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's the bishop takes. Oh, I thought it would have continued from there. Next one's going to be white to move. This one's tough. So gotta find the best way to get out of check. Now, if we go up here, they've got here, and then we go back here. Oh wait, if we go up here, they don't have here because of the bishop. Maybe that is the best way. So I don't want to go here because that will run into check. So I can rule that one out. Obviously I can't go there or there. If I go here, the queen comes down for check. I think that's pretty bad. And of course if I go back here, I think there's more trouble coming. Or even just simply take the bishop. Maybe king d3 is the right move. Yeah, the knight is pinned too, so. King d3, everything's a discovered attack. But yeah, I think king d3. Oh. I thought that bishop move was it. Oh, I thought I was so confident. Queen h4. What we got here? Where'd my board go? What a great time for the board to crash on screen. 50. Yeah, the bishop is pinned. The bishop is pinned, but the knight was pinned. So that was my understanding there. I guess rook, king here could have been good because you can't do any good checks, but the rook can come down. So here, then he just goes back. So yeah, that was a difficult one. Let's have a look at the answers of the ones I got wrong. Now I went here. And I felt like that was right. And then I think I went here. Okay. And then I was worried about here. So I went here, but I should have gone here. Okay. The next one that I got wrong. Okay, so the next one I went here, and then I went here. Now my other candidate move was actually here. Oh. There we go. And the final one, oops. And the final one here, here, and now I've got a couple of different ways to get out of check. So we know this one is wrong. Now if I go here, I can come down here, and then I go here. That could be it. And if I go here, they come down again, and then I go here. And this time, they go here. I take and take. So I'm going to rule that one out. And if I go here, they just go back. So maybe it was here. There we go. It's all a lot easier once you get it wrong. All right, guys. I think I might take a break for a little bit. And then I think I might come back later and just do some gameplay. So I'm going to end it here, but I will be back a little bit later, maybe in about an hour or so. All right, guys, thanks for joining in, and I'll see you next time.
Don't worry about that game. It's on the next one. He's on the next one. Clock still ticking, yeah, his lesson just begun. Pieces hit the board and his whole heart sank. Sat there staring like, how did miss that? No prep, rush moves, played it all wrong. Thought he saw the tactics, stared at it too long. Silence in the room while he's shaking his head. Beacon maybe kept, just lives in his head. Every loss heavy when he's chasing the climb. Every wrong move, had the wind back in his mind. Tells himself study, tells himself focus. But the score, she's staring back like he's hopeless. Looks at the board, barely says a breath. Man, he really threw that game to death. Yeah, they saying he a loser. Blunder like a club room loser. Trap his queen like nice maneuver. He's looking at the board like, who even taught it? Trains every night and still forgot the structure. Wanted to play solid, ended up chaotic. Chess got dreams, but the moves look comic. Yeah, he felt his time, yeah, he played it dumb. Whole chat watching like, what's he done? But he's writing those mistakes down one by one. Next time he the one saying checkmate, son. So laugh right now, yeah, he earned that bruise.